What up, family? What up? What up? What up, y'all? What is the deal? What's up with everybody out there? We are back. Second time around. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the No Duck Zone podcast, or welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. If it'll be your first time walking in, we're gonna get to some boxing today. But before we do that, I want to say I hope everybody here traveled today, or who is still traveling. Everybody, please get to where they're going safe. If you out there still traveling, safe travels to all. Um, we are back. We're gonna be getting into some boxing. November 13th, 1999. I was just watching the Lennox Lewis and Holyfield, y'all. I should have watched it earlier, but I ended up cooking and lost track of what I was doing. But it's all right. But we gonna get into it on this day, November 13th, 1999. Lennox Lewis versus Evander Holyfield 2. Um, so, like I said, um, welcome everybody, and make sure you smash that like button on the way coming in, y'all. I'm kind of sluggish and tired, y'all, so we gonna make this as quick as we can. I wanted to wait to do this, but because I got the itis, but we gonna go ahead and get it. I underrated. What's up, my guy?
Oh, good. How you feel, brother?
I got the itis, man.
I,
So
I know, I know. Make it quick as a
I'm
kid.
tired. Listen, I cooked for us. I'm tired. I put a steak in the oven with some spaghetti.
Oh,
So we had steak and spaghetti.
mm.
Uh, yeah, that got me with the itis right now. So, oh man, I wish I would have waited to do that shit, man. I didn't know that was coming. But you know what? I'm paying for it right now. But you know what? It's all good though. Um, how you feeling, underrated?
I feel a little hungry, but I can wait. I'm fine. Other than that, I'm fine.
All right, let me get comfortable here, man, because I'm like. Let me turn. Hey, underrated, I gotta turn the camera on. Shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God damn it, I'm feeling. Hey, remember the movie Let's Do It Again when he was starting to hypnotize him? He said, "Any of you
Yeah,
guys feeling sleepy?
yeah.
Any you guys feeling tired, man? Jesus Christ." Well, thank you for joining me, underrated.
Anytime.
Thank you for this. These Throwback Thursdays are always important. I always try to keep them going as much as I can because we're taking people back into history. For the ones that don't know, a lot of people don't care about history; they only care about today. That's cool. But over here, we care about history and we care about people knowing, um, how can I say, it? Just knowing the past before they can know today.
Hmm.
So, and what better way to do it? I just did it the other day with Miguel Cotto versus Shane Mosley, which that was November 9th, 2007. Now we coming back with Evander Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis, November 13th, 1999. Uh, I'm sure you've seen one and two. Uh, give me your thoughts on when you first heard that Evander was fighting Lennox, and who did you like before we found out who won? Who did you like going into that fight?
That at that time, I said for me, the heavyweight division at that time was was a battle. We witnessed like classic fights throughout the night.
Yeah,
And so when Evander Holyfield giving fight Lennox Lewis, I say yeah. Though at that time they was the two premier heavyweights at that time.
yeah,
And so it was bound to happen Nah, I'm not gonna say that part. I wait till another time talking about Riddick Bowe. I ain't gonna talk. I ain't gonna bring Riddick Bowe though. But
No, I mean, go ahead. It doesn't
I
matter.
think I feel a few years before that, if Riddick Bowe would have fought Lennox Lewis, who knows? It could have been a better Holyfield and Riddick Bowe, or it could have been a trilogy of all three fighters. But that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's all right. But Lennox Lewis in that time was dominant. Even Evander Holyfield.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I feel like there's no fighter. Before I get to that fight, I think there's no fighter that I've seen that has been in rematches. Um, and there's been plenty of fighters. Probably, maybe I'm just overlooking. But if you look at Evander, especially in the '90s, you go, damn, Evander. He was in rematches like crazy.
yeah,
He was in the trilogy with Bo. He fought Tyson twice. He fought Lennox twice. I mean, Jesus.
yeah,
Um, Resume definitely impressive. Um, but I remember watching. I didn't watch the fight, but I remember the poster of Lennox Lewis versus Evander when they're in the garden, and I remember seeing that poster.
uh,
How they both standing there,
yeah,
and I was up on Lennox at the time. Um, but I was probably up more on Holyfield for seeing him with the bow and seeing him beat Tyson twice. I was there to watch him beat Tyson twice. I don't mean in the building, but I was there to, I was there to see it twice.
right,
Um, so at that time, in my opinion, and we would have thought that it's not Lennox, we would have thought at the time Riddick Bowe, Jesus Christ. Excuse me, y'all. We would have thought at that time that Holyfield would have stopped already because of the conditions
right,
that they, said he was in. But it's crazy how in 1999 he was still able to hang in there. When they were telling him early in his career that he might need to step off.
right,
Um, but they were the two best at the time. Especially I know for Evander beating Mike twice. I mean the second one wasn't really. It was more of a disqualification, but hey, he won. It is what it is.
what it
But
is, right,
the heavyweight division was, I think, still even at that time, it was very interesting. Um, you had still Shannon Briggs around. I believe George Foreman might have stopped already, or he might have still been going. So it was Michael Grant. David Tool was still, making noise.
Chris Bird.
Yes. Oh, my girl came over here. What's up? What's up? Oh, no, 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 no. Hold on, hold on. No. Oh my God. Oh God, I gotta stop doing that. I'm sorry. Oh, see, I'm giving wrong people the wrench and all that. Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. Hold on. Uh, where's she at? No. Okay. Did I give her the wrench?
No,
No, I did. All right. I'm giving it to her now. The illest. My bad. I be moving too fast. My apologies. So at the time, yeah, I'll be moving too fast. I gotta stop doing that. So yeah, anyway, at the time, like I said, that's what we saw.
mm-hmm.
Um, what bothers me about fights now is not that I wonder how the fights are going to turn out. I more or less wonder how the scorecards are going to look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got you, Ellis. No doubt. I made a mistake. We erasing your joy. I got you. Um,
Mhm.
and when you hear the scorecards, let's go back to this first fight. Okay, we could break down how we thought. I thought, to me, Lennox dominated the first fight. I could be wrong, underrated. You might have saw something different, right?
Mhm.
But what the hell was up with those scorecards? Because that was highway robbery without a gun. I don't remember exact the scorecard. I think I wrote them down, but I don't know what I did with them. But the scorecards was kind of crazy, man. Do you think that scorecards are like that because they know what they're doing, because they want to see a second fight? Because I didn't see no draw in that first one.
Yeah, I don't put it past these judges. I don't put it past the sanctions at that time. I don't put it past them. You, again, we gotta understand, as you know, brother. These was the two best heavyweights at that time. All right, was at their peak. So to get more money, I would not put it past them having a draw. I didn't see a draw myself. I'm not just saying. I want people to know. I'm not just saying. Well I agree with Brother McClain. I didn't see a draw. Not at
Yeah,
all. I didn't. And I watched that. I remember I watched that fight at least about maybe 5, 6 times.
yeah.
Jay Gipp in the building. Welcome.
Jay Gibb.
Gipp. And so I didn't, bro, I'm like, where this is what I was saying. I said, where's the it makes what the where's the joint? I'm dead serious. What? Come
What
on.
draw? What draw? Because
I don't see it. Right.
no disrespect to Evander, but Lennox had took that first one, bro.
Yeah.
He took
When you
that
think
first one.
when you
But
think
that
about it,
was,
right? If
yeah.
you
You know
see,
what?
if you, right, I'm sorry.
No matter how bad the judges might want to see it twice, that's cool. You don't have to rob somebody to get a second fight. If the person won, they won. Now, if there's a rematch clause, then all right, let's make it happen. But to say, a draw when it clearly was not a draw was, I didn't look at it like that then because I didn't know what that any of that was. But when you go watch stuff and you take the time to sit and look at it, wait a minute, underrated. Why the hell you didn't have no wrench?
I did have a range.
It just yeah, but it just said you didn't though.
Right, I know.
Type of
YouTube.
listen, hold on, YouTube, please leave my people because I'm not doing that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, I couldn't look at it like that then. Now that I'm deep into boxing and I pay attention to certain things, um, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame the fighters. The fighters was good, but it's these scorecards is crazy, man. And I'm like, yo, what fight did y'all watching, man?
If you notice when it came out, if you remember, here the Bulls. Here all this. This was not. I mean, look. You could wear bifocal. No, I'm not making fun of people who wear glasses. That was not a draw.
No.
That was not a draw.
Um,
Oh,
Underrated
oh,
if you can. I don't want to be asking you to do too much because I don't have a backup. Or if anybody who's watching on here, DP Rocco, Jay Gibson, if so y'all can look up the scorecards for that first fight. G5, my Dallas brother, Fizzle, what up? If anybody's on here, can we
brother
please look up
G5.
the scorecards? Let's look up the scorecards for the first fight for Lennox Lewis versus Holyfield. Look up them scorecards.
Right.
And y'all bring it back to me. I wrote it down in here. I don't know what the hell I did with it. I'm mad because I don't know what I did with it. Angie, what up, my sis? Because still to this day, underrated. We still getting scorecards like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes even worse.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, we know that's something that's just it's in the sports nature. But what did you think about the first one? Like I said, who were you? You said you were leaning. I forgot. I don't know if I heard you. You were leaning towards who in that fight?
Lennox Lewis.
Did you see something in Lennox? Did you feel like even though Evander just came off the two wins, well, I am Mike Tyson, that okay, that's Mike. You beat one of the baddest men on the planet. You're not the first one. You're actually the second guy to do it. You beat the baddest man on the planet. But was it something that you saw in Lennox Lewis where you just was like, this is gonna be a little different for
I
Evander?
think Lennox Lewis slightly because if you know if you watch when you watch the fight with a few years before that with Riddick Bowe and Evander, despite the Evander was getting underneath the jab, but um when Riddick Bowe was popping that jab, he was moving Evander back. Evander had problems, and
Mm-hmm.
so if you notice that anybody that I miss
Huh.
that train. I miss that trainer. I really do. I miss him so much. You know, you got to have a strong jab, and that's what it was for me. He popped that strong jab, go to the body, and come with the right, move, pushing him back and everything. But Van was holding, was punching back. I'm not saying he wasn't, but Liz Lewis had a stronger jab. He was every time hit him with the jab, he was knocking him off. You know, and he was more fresher than Evander. You
Yeah,
know,
you
when he
wouldn't
was,
expect that. You wouldn't expect a man to be 6'5" with a doggone jab like that.
yeah,
His jab, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It wasn't even about him just having a jab. He put some pop behind it.
yeah, that was the thing. He was snapping his head back, and then you notice
Yeah.
that when he was hitting him with the jab, he was jabbing to the body too. And at that time, it was bad bothering that because he always had to recuperate. And
You know what I
so,
wish? You know what I wish? I don't want to cut you off, and I know this is so far fetched, but I wish, man, when I saw Lennox Lewis working in the I forgot where they was at, but when he was they was outside somewhere, and he was working with Deontay Wilder outside, and he was showing him how to throw the jab. I said I wish that would have been somebody that could have worked with Wilder, like been in his corner. Oh my God.
yeah, well, and
And Wilder was
that would be
already
different.
good because he was already sleeping you just with one hand alone. But God, man, if nobody has to agree with me, but I just feel like, man, if Lennox could have got that opportunity, I don't know if the opportunity ever presented itself because maybe Lennox wasn't interested in being a trainer. But Jesus, can you imagine? Can y'all imagine what that would have been like?
We could have witnessed Wilder to win the championship more than 10. I mean, I mean, I
He
mean,
definitely
Wilder's
would have beat. He definitely would have beat Wild Animal Eater.
yeah.
Or yeah, But it's. I just wanted to say that because
No,
I
ain't
just
nothing
thought
wrong with
about
that.
it. Huh?
I say ain't nothing wrong with saying that
No, yeah, I
because
wanted to bring up.
sometimes I think about stuff like that too. I do. I mean, like, man, why the
Yeah, Jay Gibb. What was the scores? What was the scores for that, Jay Gibb? Continue to talk for a minute. Underrated. I gotta go get my bottle of water.
okay,
Just continue to talk for me. I'll be right back.
okay, yeah. Welcome to my brother's channel, No Dump Zone Podcast, and welcome to everybody here. The welcome family. Thanks for coming. Very much appreciated. Okay, yeah, please find out what the scorecard was when they fought the second time in 2000, 1999. And so I said, for me, when I was watching, like I said before, I watched about at least about 5 times. They said it was a draw. So, being a second, I mean, like first fight, you know, you know, it just that Lennox Lewis had that popping. He had that strong popping jab, and he was like knock Evander off, hit him with the cone back a bit, dump. And I'm gonna tell you what Lennox Lewis was doing. He was doubling on his punches, especially left hooks to the body, coming with the uppercuts. Then he doubled back, hitting, jabbing him in the face, body and stuff, kept him. And so really all that night, Evander was just really just trying to stay out the way. And it was this punch was crispy. The movement was great. He knew how to cut the corner when he had to. But when they said that was a draw, that was a robbery.
I mean, even though we all say we know why, but
Yeah.
even though if you know why, does that make it right? Um, some people will go, yeah, it makes it right because we want to see it again. Not necessarily, because we can see it again.
Bro.
Um, if you give it to the man who won, because now we can go, okay, that man. Don't get me wrong. If the fight is that good enough, then of course it deserves to be called the draw. But there was nothing about that first fight that we watched that made it a draw.
No.
The only
And
thing
that's
that was a
right.
draw, the only thing that fight had when it came to draw was that they drew a crowd. That was it. That was it. Other than that, no. Hands down, Lennox Lewis was just act. What up? The better one.
Well,
A lot of people don't want to pick Lennox because he's not from here.
right.
He wasn't everybody's favorite heavyweight, but ended up beating some of our favorite heavyweights that we love. He
You
talked with a
know,
British accent.
right.
Uh,
And
he, didn't, he didn't talk that street shit.
no, he didn't. He was all
So
about
people,
boxing,
yeah,
all about
people,
the
people didn't,
business.
people didn't take Lennox Lewis serious.
No.
One judge had it 116, 113. Lewis. One judge had it 115, 113. Holyfield. One judge had it 115, 115. I'd like to know who the hell that judge was, the last one.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the score. Thank you, Jay Gibb. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you, JJ.
116 to 113. Lewis, and you got and they got Holyfield 115, 113.
Oh, I said 115, 113. That was actually 116, 113. Oh,
Or
shit.
the first one 116, 113. The second
Then
judge had
115,
115,
113.
113.
And the
Holyfield.
last judge had it a draw.
That's crazy.
Let me tell you something, right? You go back to that first Deontay Wilder fight with dude. When they made that a draw, right?
Mhm.
I said, okay, they doing the bullshit. Because that man shouldn't even have the opportunity to get off the canvas, right? Boxing has ways. The sport of boxing, or the people that's involved in boxing, that's the powers that be, have a way of reminding you who's in charge.
Yeah.
Okay, some of y'all didn't catch that. That went over y'all heads. I said boxing has a way, the powers that be have a way of reminding you who's in charge.
Who's in charge? Yeah.
Y'all think the fighters are in charge. To a certain extent, they are. But remember, the fighters can't judge their own fights. As far as scorecards, that's why they have judges. Whether we like them or not. But it also shows you underrated how long this has been going on when it comes to scorecards.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna act like this is something that just started in the 2000s.
This been going on for decades and decades.
Yeah. Um, we would like for it to slow down at some point, but hey, um, it's boxing.
Oh, okay. Jay Gibbs said Larry O'Donnell had it for a draw.
Oh, Larry O'Donnell.
Good old Larry. Good old Larry.
Good old Larry.
Good old Larry. That even that name don't sound like that doggone snake.
Yo,
Good old
no. Let me
Larry.
tell you something. Drew Titan, shout out to my brother Drew Titan. Drew had me laughing because when he be talking about, I never trust a referee with the name Tim Cheatham. Every time I hear that man named Tim Cheatham, I'd be like, what the? Who name is that? What?
Yeah, that Larry O'Donnell had been around a few fights that let's say is controversial.
Yeah, but Lennox to me, and not to take anything away from him, Evander, but
No.
in both fights, Lennox boxed very beautiful. Um, I was sitting here watching the second fight just before I jumped on, but then I realized, okay, time is ticking, so I have to hurry up and get on live. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't going to do it. I was so tired from eating, but I was like, it got to get done. But so they have the rematch, which on this day they had it, not November 13th, 1999. You watched the first fight, underrated. Did you get a chance to glance at the second fight? And if you did, what was your thoughts on the second fight? I see
Mm,
Seafood up.
huh?
Now I told Seafood I see him. I said, "What's
What's up,
up?"
Seafood? Welcome, brother. Thank you. Yes, I saw what's the. It was a good fight. Second fight was good.
Um,
Yeah.
did you think Lennox was going in to win again that second time?
Yeah, because I felt that he was very angry at that time that it came a draw. If you see his face expression, see how he acted, he felt he won,
Yeah.
and so that was motivation to go into the second fight. And like I said, and you brought up a good point. Then you ain't had to. I mean, you didn't have to. And then this is what I want.
Oh, Larry from the UK too.
Oh, we gonna leave that alone. But you know what I'm saying.
Ah man.
But see, this is what I'm saying. With Larry, good old Larry, making out the draw, you messed up there. It could have been a trilogy. Who
Boxing,
knows?
boxing has a way of reminding you
Who's in charge?
in charge. I
Yeah.
want y'all to take what I'm saying. Y'all ain't gotta listen to me because I don't know shit about boxing anyway, right? In the words of the late great Roger Mayweather, right? Black Mamba. You ain't gotta listen to me, right? Doesn't matter what I say on here, any of my shows. But listen to this. Boxing has a way of reminding you who is in charge. If y'all don't listen to nothing else I say, listen to that.
And
Because
they and,
when something goes wrong, the first thing they go underrated. Like when they tell a fighter that he has to defend his title and they give him a certain amount of days, right? We're gonna give him 30 days to do this or do that, and now everybody's like, "How? That's not right." Last time it's not right, but when you guys would be on social media as if you're speaking for the fighter and what the fighter should do, that sounds all good, but
mhm.
the powers that be have a way of reminding you who's in charge. Y'all might not want to see that, but these are the options we giving them because we run this.
Mm-hmm.
We run this. So sometimes people just have to be reminded. Excuse me, I'm moving around. Give me some water. Sometimes you just got to be reminded of that, and that's I think that's the problem. Sometimes is that we try to figure all this out, and a lot of it, we, in the words of Kanye West, we don't have the answers. Like you know what I mean? You don't have the answers. So, but this is the reason why we have these conversations the way we do because we're looking for answers. We're looking for
Right.
why when we have these fights, scorecards are being scored the way they are. Why the referee are not letting you get in and fight the way you want to or the way you need to? Because I watched the fight this past week that kind of ticked me off with the referee. I felt like we're just doing too much. It just be a lot that bugs me when it comes to the sport of boxing. But like I said, I know there's only so much I have control over. But
Right.
did you think that any chance after Evander came off the whole Tyson fight, right? The second
Mm-hmm.
time Tyson was suspended, I think for a while, so we couldn't even mention him because if he didn't do what he did, and probably if he would have beat Evander in the second fight, we could have seen Tyson and we probably would have been some Tyson Holyfield trilogy.
Right.
See, this could have happened so many ways that people never saw coming, but a lot of things got spoiled and disrupted. So what people thought was going to happen or wanted to see happen didn't happen.
Right. Like I
But
said before, yeah. Like I said, Larry O'Donnell. I mean, he had to do that. That could have been. Who knows? It could, I mean, boxing go. Right. We know boxing is unpredictable. You never know what's gonna happen. But
oh
picture
no, it's they have a way of reminding you.
that way remind you who's in charge. This how it's gonna go. And there's nobody cannot do nothing about
Uh, I was telling my brothers Thomas Hill and B3 earlier that when they was asking me some questions about certain stuff, I go, look, man, I don't get mad no more about shit because if you walk into boxing as a fan, as a content creator, and you think because you're a fan and a content creator, things are supposed to go your way because you feel like you invest your money into the fighters. And what I mean by that is not paying them, but paying for their pay-per-views and all that. That's cool, but that doesn't mean things are gonna go your way because you're doing that. No. What's going on, Vay? So,
it. Welcome, man.
I'm the type of person where I'm like, you know, whatever we get, if it's worth me looking at and talking about, okay, let's make it happen. But if not, on to the next.
Yeah.
But so the second fight happens. What did you see Lennox doing? Did you really see Lennox doing anything different in the second fight that he did do in the first one?
No.
Yeah, I think the only thing that needed to be changed was the judge's glasses.
Right.
Um, to me, he did it convincingly in the second. I don't know about nobody else.
Very convincing.
Um, and shouts to Evander Holyfield because he was able to go on years after that fight, which it was crazy. But shout outs to him.
Yeah.
Um, and I wish if Mike didn't get into what he got into, and if
What could
Mike
have
would
been?
have beat Evander, who knows if it'd been some trilogy and the winner out of that, who knows if Lennox would have been waiting. All right, I'm waiting for the winner out of Tyson and Evander. You know how crazy that would have been for boxing?
Yeah. But the powers be said nope.
Uh they got a funny way of showing you
Hmm.
Who's in charge?
Hmm. But you don't know what you're talking about, bro. Remember that?
Of course, I never do.
Yeah,
I never do. I'm just up here because I'm bored.
yeah. I don't know what I'm
Um,
talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about either. I'm underrated. I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know
no,
boxing.
no. But it was um, it was one of them fights. It was one of them heavyweight fights that you had to mention. Especially when you talked about the '90s.
Yeah.
You gotta mention it. November 13th, 1999 is something that's in the books. Um, and it's just it's one of those fights that go down as not like one of the greatest, but it was a good one. It was a go. Oh man, wait! I just noticed something. Damn, I'm sitting here with my joint off. Yeah, so I know I just think about at that time underrated how boxing was at that time. Oh man, heavyweight. Oh. You know what? I started thinking about how a year or two after that, right?
Uh huh.
I wanted the Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson, but I know the Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson didn't come till like 3 years later in 2002, and I was like, at that time, Mike was like, uh, I said, damn, y'all can't get Mike now. Mike is older, and we seen how that went.
Yeah.
We seen how that went,
Yep.
but Lennox Lewis has always been a guy who has beat our favorite heavyweights.
Mm-hmm.
Always been that guy who has beat our. When you start going down a list of people, Shannon Briggs, David Tor, Hakeem Rockman might not have been everybody's favorite, but I give Rockman his respect. Michael Grant might have not been everybody's favorite fighter, but I give Michael Grant his respect.
Yeah.
Um,
Chris Bird.
so Chris Bird. Um, I mean, we can sit here all damn day when you talk about resumes. Um, his resume was just too impressive.
Uh-huh.
BC, what up? Very impressive resume. So so I can understand why people have their dislikes towards him. But you can't discredit what he has done. And shout outs to Evander, because Evander,
Yeah.
before he got out of here, his resume wasn't too bad neither. Um, wasn't really too bad, but for Lennox, right, to have Mike Tyson and Evander on his list,
Yeah.
not bad.
Not bad at all. No.
Not bad at all. To have Shannon Briggs on this list, not bad at
Uh-huh.
all.
Yeah.
Shannon Briggs wasn't shit to play with at that time.
No. Yeah.
You know what?
Later. Right
You
now,
know
later
what?
on.
Right? I
Yeah.
wanted to see what George Foreman and Lennox Lewis would have looked like.
Mm.
As George made that big comeback, but I would have loved to see what that would have looked like.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it, but it didn't happen, and it's not because anybody ducked it. It's just, I guess it was something that just never happened.
Well,
Um,
at that time when George Foreman left, that's when the heavyweight really started really getting hot. So,
yeah,
George did his thing. He came back and he was like, so he did his thing and left and everything. Became the oldest heavyweight ever. But at that time it was, you know, the
yeah,
heavyweight division was in good hands. So that's what it was.
yeah. It definitely was, and it elevated. I don't want to say it elevated over the years. I don't want to put a time on it, but it elevated, and Look at it now. You know, it's okay now, but it ain't like the smaller weights. Smaller weights in boxing is crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's more star power, if you ask
Mm-hmm.
me, down there. But that's just another subject. Shout outs to all the fighters is out there. But yeah, but it definitely goes down as one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
The Lennox Lewis and Holyfield.
Yeah.
Um, I got to put it in the books with all the other great fights that I like. Because,
Yeah.
like I said, to understand today's boxing or understand boxing, let me not say today's boxing, you got to take it back.
Yeah.
Um, and never be afraid to learn your history. Never, never, never be afraid of that. Because the history
No.
helps.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I'm like, oh man, I didn't know that. I gotta read this, I gotta read on that. Everything's about a learning experience. But this is the reason why we can come and just what's up, my brother. That's the reason why we can come sit here
What's up, bro, Josh? Yeah.
and we can come sit here and we can chop it up like men. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. Um,
Yeah.
the arguing, the debating, whatever you want to call it. We come together, we make it make sense. I was at the garden when Lennox Lewis KO Michael Grant. Oh Lord, yeah, that was a bad KO. That
Yeah.
KO was so bad, I was ready to call the popo on Lennox. For real. That was Lennox was a big excuse me, Michael Grant was a big boy too.
Yeah.
When I mean that
It
was a big
was.
he was that dude definitely should have been be on the football field.
Uh-huh.
Everything was yeah, but yeah, this that's the that's the that's the issues people have with Linux, and I have no issue with it.
Right.
Evander, even though some people might have said he needed to stop, he should have stopped boxing. I thank them for what they gave to the sport
Right.
because in the '80s, right, once some of those fighters died down, maybe because of age or whatever they had going on, we was looking for the next up and coming, and then here it is in the late '80s. Mike Tyson comes.
Yeah.
And then we still looking like, okay, we see Mike though, but who else?
Yeah.
You know, on HBO didn't look like him. All right, now it sounded like a shocker. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? That's why I love going to the fights. Hey, let me tell you something, BC. That's why I love going to the fights because when they get punched and they get knocked out, they don't sound that loud on TV. But when you inside the building, oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my god. It
Yeah.
it is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, when Danny Garcia hit this dude that he fought the last time, David Gonzalez, I heard the shit. Like when he caught him and I'm like, "Oh, that's crazy." Um but yeah, like I said, man, so many great memories about these days. Um and who knows if we would have got a third one underrated? We don't know if we
Right.
would have got a third one. I'm grateful for what we got.
Yeah.
Um, but there's no telling what the third one would look like. I don't know what after a while what Lennox did. Well, I know Lennox stayed active even after the Lewis fight. He went on and after the Evander fight, he went on and did his thing, and Evander went on and did his thing. They both went their ways and was able to leave a great legacy behind. Now you see
Yeah.
they chilling, they hanging out. They got Iron Mike with them sometime.
Yeah,
Um, it's a it's definitely a beautiful thing. Um, I don't know what's wrong with the heavyweights today. Not all of them, but some of them. Jesus, I don't know. I don't know. On the radio, we got to get it together.
yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got to get it together. But
yeah.
yeah, great fight. Um, and once again, a lot of y'all have reasons for disliking him only because he beat some of your favorite heavyweights.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people didn't want to see Evander beat Mike. Some people didn't want to see it. Some people,
No.
because Mike had that rep, people were saying, "Man, he's gonna get him up out of here."
Yeah.
And then when it didn't go that way, the first thing they go is what they run to. Even at that time, underrated, what was they running to? Well, he was never the same Mike.
Right.
Because he done went to jail. Robin Givens messed
Right.
his head up. Don King to robbed him. Come on, man. You think he was gonna be the same Tyson that he was when he came in the '80s? I didn't say that. Y'all did. Y'all the ones that said that he was gonna go back to knocking people out in the first round. Y'all said it. You feel me? Y'all said it.
And out of all that they can talk about, they never mention about how many times that he changed trainers. Now, it doesn't
Yeah.
make a difference at all because Mike
No.
still had to fight.
Hey.
But what I know, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know boxing, bro.
Hey. They don't know. Emmanuel Stewart trained.
Yeah,
Um. Jesus Christ. I just forgot. Oliver McCall,
right.
who ended up beating Lennox Lewis in that
Yeah,
first fight,
yeah.
turned around and trained Lennox Lewis.
Right,
What we talking about, people? I bet you y'all didn't know that.
right.
What was the black dude who just passed away this year? He was working with Evander too, and then he ended up with Mike. Oh, he just died this year. Oh, black trainer, older gentleman. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was a Fitch. No, it was a Fitch.
No, he was with Evander, and then he ended up with Tyson. It's gonna come. I'm gonna put his. I'm gonna find his picture. I got his picture, but he had just died this year. If y'all know who I'm talking about, y'all don't know. Um, thought Lennox Lewis, how to protect. Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Because he had to protect him. He had to teach him that. Because the way Oliver McCall caught him in that first fight,
Was
shh,
crazy. Yeah,
your man got up and was kind of mad that the referee stopped it, but he didn't realize when he opened up his arms and looked at the ref like, yo, and looked at his corner like, what he doing? Did you notice he still was on noodle legs?
yeah.
So I don't think he realized how much he was hurt because maybe his top body and his head was saying, I'm okay, but his legs was like, bro, down.
So now, yeah,
Sit down. Did you just see what he hit us with?
yeah.
Like, no, bro. You better be glad the ref stopped it. Because Oliver McCall for sure, I bet you was coming for a knockout or coming to stop you. Either way, it wasn't going to be good for you.
Right.
So be mindful, of that.
Yeah.
But other than that, when we talk about the scorecards, when we talk about the first one, we talk about the second one, we talk about how it could have been a trilogy. It wasn't. I took the two fights for what they were because I realized the scorecards is just going to be that. Scorecards gonna be the scorecards, man. Hate it or love it.
Nope.
You know, hopefully, one day that gets changed. We don't know when that one day is gonna come because it ain't coming no time soon.
No.
You know what I'm saying this has been going on for God knows when.
Mhm.
It's been going on. But I wanted to eventually Tyson in there with him just sooner than what it happened. Um, and like I said, you can crave and want something, but that don't mean it's gonna happen. You know, everything takes time, and which to me
Mhm.
is, it's just, boxing got a way of reminding you who's in charge. So when y'all see a lot of stuff that y'all don't understand, believe me, I don't understand it with y'all neither. But I also underrated, like I don't like to come up and crash out and make a big deal about it.
Mhm.
I just say, okay, this is what it is. It's messed up. Why is it like this?
Mhm.
And I just, that's why when people ask me questions, certain questions, I'll be like, yeah, man, I ain't got no beef with that. How could you not have no beef with it? Well, I handle things different. It depends on who you talking about.
Mhm.
And then I'll look and be like, I'll look at it, I look at the situation sometimes and I'll be like, nah, that don't make sense. But okay, whatever y'all
Mhm.
say.
Right.
But yeah, man, I mean, it is what it is. Two great fights. I'm probably gonna go back in there and watch the rest of this Lennox Lewis and all that and watch because I was in the middle of watching it and I was like, okay, I gotta get off because I'm
Mhm.
like, now I gotta go do this. I gotta go do the show, man. I told you on the radio I ate that food, man. It was about to be night night.
Yeah.
It was about to be. Listen, never do that. Never do that and then go do a show. It doesn't work out, y'all.
No, no. No,
Never try
no.
to go eat and go do a show. It will not work out the way you think it's gonna work out. And but it is what it is. I love what I do. So we up here now. I don't know what the scorecards was for that second fight. I'm gonna probably look that up and then we'll talk about it.
Mhm.
Um, because like I said, the scorecards always play a role. Because that's what I'll be worried about. I'll be more worried about judges than I worry about the fighters.
Mhm.
And then I have to worry about that fighter having to not just worry about fighting his opponent or worry about fighting the crowd. He got to fight the judges.
Yeah.
Same thing at the amateurs in amateur boxing. It's the same thing they got to worry about. They can't just worry about fighting their opponent. It's like, damn, they got to fight. They got to fight the damn judge too
Yeah.
because it's a lot of favoritism.
It is. Yeah.
Which that that sucks.
Isn't it?
But what can we do? But the heavyweights have came a long way from the fight we were just talking about to today.
Mhm.
Let me ask you something, my good brother, underrated.
Okay.
If Lennox Lewis, if both of them, now we ain't gonna take the '90s. We're gonna take maybe the early '90s. Let's take maybe the early '90s of Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. They're heavyweights now. Where would they be, and where would they be ranked if they both were competing today?
You talking about Van Holyfield and Lennox Lewis?
If they were in their prime and they're competing today, where would they be?
All right, now they would have been competing among themselves for an undisputed championship in the story.
Could you see? Because right now Usyk's that guy, right? We all thought it was Joy. We thought it was Joseph Parker, and then we just saw what happened. So could you see? Could you see Usyk fighting either one of them?
No, You understand? Chat. They both skilled. Also, they had great trainers that knows boxing,
Yeah, D
and
Free
that's
always
different.
taught.
That people understand. We don't talk about that enough. I know we talk about throughout the years. Great trainers means no boxing means a whole lot. You got Lou Diva, with the late great Lou. He was in Vanna corner.
Yeah,
Then the late great Manny Stoke was in Lennox corner. Two great trainers
yeah,
that help the fighter push the limit, and even they were pushing them too as trainers. Because we,
yeah.
we got we got to put some respect on Lou Diva. We got to give him respect too because we talk about great trainers. I didn't mean to get off the subject. I'm sorry, bro.
Go
My
ahead, go
fault.
ahead. No, go ahead. Work, work.
You know, we call him. We never put him where we say everybody. We never put him as great trainers. He trained great. He trained um fighters that they are definitely icons, and we don't give him credit. We should. We got to give him credit for that. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Um, it's only right that you do that. Um, but as crazy as this business is, man, and fans and all that, people are just
But I don't know what I'm talking about.
people. Yeah, no, listen, no, we don't, we don't,
I we don't
we
know what we're
don't.
talking. We don't know what we're talking. I don't know why I brought it. I don't know what I'm talking. We don't know what we're talking. We don't know why we bring stuff.
Well, we brought it up because we're passionate
Yeah,
men who just happen to love the sport of boxing, and we can not only talk about the good, but we talk about the bad. There's some people who just want to talk,
yeah,
and you know, and they're not making no sense out of what they're talking about.
yeah,
I always try to get people an understanding of what I'm talking about, and that's why I break things down the way I do, hoping that somebody will catch on, or not
yeah,
catch on, but understand what it is
yeah,
that I'm saying.
yeah,
But yeah, but then when it comes to, like you said, somebody not listening to you or they tearing you down because they think you don't know anything, but it's like, hey man, that's what you think. That's what you think.
yeah,
I just want to continue to talk about a sport that I adore.
yeah.
No matter how crazy it gets, all this shit you see in boxing, I don't like. I don't have. I have no. A lot of it, I have no worries
Mm-hmm.
because I know deep down. Oh, I don't have to be a part of this.
Right,
I don't have to. I don't have to like this fighter to fit in.
right.
I don't need to go somewhere where I'm like, well, you know what? I gotta like this fighter, or people not gonna like me. Like, nah, it don't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm never that guy who's like that.
Yeah,
I won't be as fair. I try to be as fair as I can. Um, when it comes to situations like that. But I just love doing this, man. This old school boxing, I just love it, bro.
mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. I adore it. It's amazing, and
Mm-hmm.
hey, you just got to keep having these topics, man. It's a
Yeah,
must. So it's a must, underrated. We got to keep just doing what we do. We're blessed to be able to do. We got other people who are blessed to do whatever they do, and we just have to keep that. We got to keep that going.
definitely.
We can't we can't stop because there's some people walking in that want to hear what it is that we have to say versus somebody who's just talking to be talking.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a whole bunch of people like that now that just got a diarrhea mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They can't hold their shit.
No, they can't.
And once again, that's just how it is. But Lennox Lewis versus Evander Holyfield for both fights. Y'all got the scorecards for that. We didn't get one for the second one, but we work on getting that. But trilogy or no trilogy, it was great. I enjoyed it. It's one of them
Yeah.
great fights from back in the day, 20 some years ago. You can go back to looking at it. I got a lot more fights that's coming up that I want to work on. I got a couple more that I'm curious about that I think everybody will enjoy as the weeks go on, as the month go on, as we close, as we get ready to close 2026 out. Excuse me, 2025, 2026. Look at that, 2025 out. I'm rushing already for the year that didn't come in yet. But as we get ready to close that out, there's so much more that we're gonna bring to the table up here. I'm gonna try to bring as much as I can. I might not be able to make every Thursday like I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
because shit happens. But yeah, I love these topics. Underrated. I don't be caring if people don't want to come and listen.
I love those topics too. And also it gave me a good idea on my boxing chat, on my boxing thing, thinking about doing great trainers. I
Yeah.
want to do that one day. You know,
Well, I tell you what. How about how about tomorrow we do this? How about tomorrow? We'll come back 6:05 time.
on my channel, or yours.
We'll come back over this way. And how about we do this? Well, I'll go to yours too. Um, and we talk about Jeff Mayweather. Excuse me, Roger.
Roger
Roger.
Mayweather.
Excuse me. Roger Mayweather. Black Mamba. How does that sound?
Okay.
Or should I save that for next Thursday? I mean, I don't know. Cause right now ain't nothing going on this week, but kind of been the Chris Eubanks. That's the reason why everybody keep talking about the same fights. Cause being that these ain't two U.S. guys, nobody seems to want to talk about it. But I'm uh I'm not ready for the Devin and Brian Norman. That's next week. So I'll be ready for that next week. So
Mm-hmm.
we can we can do Roger Mayweather. Um,
Yeah, and then on my end, I talk about different trainers. I do that like maybe next week. I'll let you know next week. I'll let you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We
And
can.
then y'all, you come by. Other people, we're gonna talk about that. You know, come on my side. Talk about different. But we could definitely do Roger next week.
Yeah, yeah. We can get Roger going. I think it'd be dope to do that. Oh, I can get into Emmanuel Stewart tomorrow if I want. You know, I'll let you know though. I'll definitely let you know. We gonna definitely make something happen. But like I said, I'm gonna
I'm
get
gonna
these.
say I'm gonna say on my end, I'm gonna talk about different trainers. You
Yeah,
know, on my end, I'm gonna talk. We got to talk about different trainers. So on my end, we talking about. But yeah, but Manuel Stu, that's whoo. And the other training too. That we know the son. What's his name?
cool.
The one the son. We used to keep in contact with him, but he lost contact. His father.
Uh, damn, I forgot already. I don't know, because some people, I lose contact with them so fast, or they be in their own world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that he trained the late great Sugar Ray Robinson, and also on one of the I forgot what year the Olympic Games he coached. What's up with everybody out there? What's up?
Yeah.
We're back. So
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll do that then. We'll do that.
hmm
Um, yeah, that'll be better.
hmm
And I'm gonna figure out I'm gonna figure out the scorecards for the second fight. Well, not figured out. I'm gonna go watch it again because I was watching it, but I should have been watching it earlier so I could have had all that out the way already.
hmm
But I get things going late sometime because I just be all over the place. I had to shop for some. I had to shop and put some food in the house today, so it was just crazy for me, man. But
Yeah.
yes, I should have had that going earlier today. But it's all good. I'll come back with it. Hey, underrated. Look, I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Um, y'all, thank y'all for joining me for this Throwback Thursday.
Uh-huh.
Lennox Lewis versus the Evander Holyfield. Uh, we talk. Well, I think if both of them was active today in their prime, that those two would be the most avoided.
Oh, you talking about Duck?
They would be the most avoided. I don't care what nobody say. They would be.
Instead of we said Boost who? You know what we would have said? Evander who?
Check this out, right?
Lewis who?
Check this out. Check this out, right? Underrated. If
hmm
you give me, if you give me the Evander Holyfield that was in there with George Foreman, and you give me the Lennox Lewis that beat Razor Ruddock, oh,
Yeah.
oh, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus. And we talking about they were in their prime, probably what in their 20s.
Yeah.
You want to take those two and make them heavyweights today with the guys today? Nah, it's over.
Like what we've been doing. They would be in the class by itself. Like who's going to win undisputed? Who's going to be like? I mean, they might have to make another belt
Yeah,
so other people could compete. Other heavyweights could compete.
yeah. So when you think about that, and I brought up those two fights because those just those two were great fights. Um, but yeah, to go up against that, that's a lot.
We
That's
talking. Yeah, we talking about hush hush money. Picture they. I'm never throwing this out. Picture they would have been hush hush money. It would have been a lot of hush hush money would have been happening.
well, it would have been a lot of people having to give up their belt or walk away because they sure hell would have been like, yo, you know what I mean? You see the guys that go through it now, they can barely get in there with guys that they feel like they should be in there with. Um, it's a lot of man. Listen, boxing has a way of showing you
Who's in
who's in
charge?
charge.
Yeah.
Just saying. Tomorrow y'all join me for the morning chop ups. We're gonna come back as always, and we're gonna have some boxing talk tomorrow night. Like I said, Roger Mayweather, we'll get it on with him tomorrow. I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, yo, oh, I might, matter of fact, I might talk about the weigh-in for the Chris Eubanks and Conor Ben. Depends on how I'm in the mood for it. I don't know, because right now they talking about paying for the fight. I thought it was free on the zone. They talking about if you pay for it, then I think the next three fights on the zone, you'll get I guess you'll be able to see them. Whatever they talking about, but I'm not going for none of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is. I'll come back and just talk about what I want to talk about. Roger Mayweather. we'll come back and we talk about him just to entertain that. But hey, underrated. Hey, I love you, brother. I appreciate you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Everybody, make sure they go subscribe to Underrated Darkness. My brother D Free, BBO, Vay, everybody, all the ladies, all the fellas, everybody who's pushing this content or trying to get their channel going. Help people out with subs. You don't help people by. I'm gonna say this too before we get off.
Mm.
We're not helping people by coming to their channels, causing chaos, and then leaving for people to have to clean up the mess.
Yep.
People channels are being taken down and being removed. You guys, I'm gonna tell you, protect your peace, your space, and your surroundings. Oh, in the morning, I'm gonna talk about this in the morning. So y'all can get ready to already hear it. You might get tired of hearing it. If you get tired of hearing it, coming into my channel in the morning is not where you want to be.
Yeah.
We gonna talk about it in the morning, rather if you want to hear it or not. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. Tay Tay, I'll see you. I'm gonna see you tomorrow morning, Tay. Y'all know what it is. It's No Duck Zone Podcast. Let's go.
Let's go. Thanks.